was in Durham this morning, actually. It was packed, an incredible atmosphere.
Proud day there.
Now, if you've started your Christmas shopping, you'll know how hellish it is to find a parking space at this time of year.
No such worries for Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall. Her driver parked illegally on yellow lines for 2 hours while she nipped in and out of shops in Holt in Norfolk. And that, as Natalie Gray now reports, has caused a right royal row.
Parking in the North Norfolk town of Holt is tricky at the best of times, but at Christmas it really is a challenge. Unless, of course, your name's Camilla, and then it seems you can park anywhere, whether it's legal or not. The Duchess of Cornwall was Christmas shopping like she does every year in the town of Holt, not far from the Queen's estate in Sandringham in Norfolk. And while she drifted in and out of shops for 2 hours here yesterday, her driver waited for her on yellow lines, but managed somehow to avoid getting a ticket. The photographer who took these pictures couldn't believe his eyes.
Holt's a very busy little shopping town, and it's parking at the best of time is a nightmare. And we'd all love to go and park on double yellow lines if possible.
And it's caused a right royal rumpus.
She should have been fined. Yeah, nobody else will get away with it.
A bit of a liberty, really, isn't it?
They get an awful lot of privileges.
Why abuse them?
Yeah, why abuse them?
No, she should be treated like other people.
Well, I think that she's probably, you know, allowed to do that because of who she is, isn't she?
So what was she buying? Well, her car was parked for 50 minutes on a yellow line outside this antiquarian bookshop, where she bought several volumes, possibly as Christmas gifts for book-loving Charles. Her car was left for 20 minutes on a double yellow line while she and her friends visited this pottery store.
She bought some cash pows.
What on earth is that?
They are planters.
And what else did she buy?
Oh, I can't tell you that. I don't want to spoil her family's surprise.
In Moo Moo's gift shop, she had quite a spree, but they were being discreet about what she bought. So Susan, Camilla was parked outside your shop for quite some time. Did she pop in for any sprouts or satsumas?
No, she didn't come and see us at all. She never do. Every year she parks out here.
And doesn't buy anything?
No, not even give us a wave.
So how was Camilla allowed to get away with it? A Buckingham Palace spokesman said Her Royal Highness wasn't driving, and it's a matter of security where the car is parked. Natalie Gray, Anglia News, Holt in Norfolk.
Oh, the message has got to be to go and buy a satsumas from that grocery shop. Lovely, yes, absolutely. Where do you let your driver drop you off? Or do you generally stay legal?
I drive myself, thanks.
Of course. Great to have you with us this Friday evening. All the news from where you live coming up next.
Rachel's here with the weekend weather, and Jonathan's been to meet one of the nation's favourite cooks.
Now more from Norfolk, Suffolk and Essex, and there's good news for people living at Aldeburgh in Suffolk.
The seaside town's just been named one of the top 10 places in the country for living longer. Martin Stew reports.
Picture perfect and in perfect health. If you want to live a long life, Aldeburgh's the town for you. With a life expectancy of 89, it's the third best in the UK. No surprise then that more than half the town's population are over 65, and more than half of them, like Dudley Friar, are 75 or over.
I'll have some of that cod roll doing.
Dudley's lived in Aldeburgh all his life, so what's the town's secret?
We get fresh fish, we get all fresh food. I mean, eggs I get from one of the houses where the owner's got chickens, and you know they're free range. I think we're just very, very lucky here, whatever.
I had Spanish chicken.
Marjorie Guilford and John Watley-Smith are both still going strong at 99 and 90 respectively.
Aldeburgh's got a climate of its own, I think, and on the whole we miss the bad weather, and it's a happy place.
I can tell you why Aldeburgh's such a nice place. It's a family place. I mean, I've got 4 children and they've got children. They all love coming here. There's sailing, there's golf, 2 lovely golf courses, you name it.
So maybe keeping active is the key. Carola Spencer and her friend Susan Morrison play golf 3 times a week.
Forces you out in the cold. It's 2 degrees this morning and we've just played 18 holes. Healthy food. We have wonderful healthy food around here.
And great friendship.
Oh yes, I agree.
Company.
Great friendship.
Oh, it's a good one. It's going in. Yes.
The people who live here tend to be very active and very interested in keeping well. And I think that's what keeps their body and soul going.
And what about fruit and veg? Well, you don't get much fresher than homegrown in an allotment.
It must help because it is fresh, and the fresher it is, the more goodness it's got in it. And I think that's, everyone knows that's the truth.
Whatever the secret, a stay at Aldeburgh could be the tonic for a long, happy journey into retirement. Martin Stew, Anglia News, Aldeburgh.
God, they all look amazing.
Now, Yarmouth Coastguard organised their shortest ever search for a missing person last night after discovering him right outside their operations room. Norfolk Police asked the Coastguard to help find an elderly man who'd gone missing from his home in Coastguard-on-Sea, 3.5 miles from their headquarters at Galston. Then one of the staff spotted him walking past. He was given a cup of tea and taken home.
140 children from Norwich have been performing at a special concert in the city. Young musicians from the Larkman, Milecross and Catton Grove areas have been taking part in a new project set up by the cellist Julian Lioyd Webber. Called In Harmony, the programme aims to bring about social change through music.
Everyone loves music. People love all different kinds of music, so it's a really powerful thing. The thing about music, it has no barriers. It has of race, language, anything. It's a universal language, and it really is a way of bringing people together.
Great day. Good waves as well. Right, sport now. League One rivals Norwich and Colchester prepare for their 5th game in a fortnight this weekend.
The recent schedule hasn't been quite as demanding for Peterborough and Ipswich in the Championship, but they continue their relegation battles tomorrow. Donovan Blake has more.
He saw his first league win in October and watched his team come off the bottom of the Championship and secure their first away victory in November. There's finally signs of progress for Ipswich and Roy Keane. And with former Notts County boss Ian McParland joining the coaching staff, Keane's looking for more upward progress in December, starting at Bristol City.
Good personality, loves the game. And is very, very honest. That's why we brought him to the club. We just needed a change. I think I couldn't fault the people, the players before that, but sometimes you just need subtle changes, as I said, a different personality in the dressing room.
Like Ipswich, avoiding the drop into League One continues to be Peterborough's short-term target. Could they claim their first win under Mark Cooper against Swansea after winning their first point with the new boss last week? Norwich have pushed themselves ahead of their regional rivals in the race to get out of League One. The form of striker Grant Holt has been crucial too. He's looking to score for the 4th match running against Oldham.
He's a threat, and I think he's on top of his game at the minute. And he leads the line brilliant along with Chrissy Martin and Wes up there at the top of them. And but I think as a team we are certainly playing really, really well.
That means Colchester are playing catch-up for the first time since their huge opening day win at Norwich under Lambert. Current boss Adi Boothroyd will be demanding a response from his players after the midweek loss at Brentford. And so will Southend boss Steve Tilson. They're in the bottom half after losing to Norwich on Tuesday. Anthony Grant returns after suspension at Charlton, but Jean-Francois Christophe starts a ban himself. Donovan Blake, Anglia News.
Harlow High Street in Essex has been given a share of £2.6 million for a facelift in time for Christmas. 50 high streets across the country have received more than £50,000 to give them a helping hand during the recession. Harlow says it spent the money on Christmas lights, street entertainment and a deep clean for the town centre there.